Hello and welcome to this late edition of Scott Sport European Special. Coming up, UEFA Cup action involving Aberdeen and Dundee United, pictures of that Hibs famous victory in Hungary, and the key moments in Rangers' European Cup return match against Bayern Munich. Eamon Bannon, a player with vast European experience, he is with me tonight and we'll be discussing the talking points from tonight's matches. And there was no shortage of talking points at Celtic Park tonight. 2-1 down from the first leg, they fell a further goal behind after 6 minutes against Partizan Belgrade in the Cup Winners' Cup. Vijacic the scorer. Celtic's Polish striker Jackie Dziekanowski equalised. Then just after half-time, he got a second. 2-1 Celtic at this stage, 3-3 on aggregate. Then 2 minutes later, further disaster for Celtic, Djordjevic scoring for the Yugoslavs, but Big Jackie completed his hat-trick to make it 3-2 for Celtic. Again, Partizan hit back, Jurovski made it 3-3. Andy Walker in the starting lineup for the first time this season, he put Celtic back in front, and when Dziekanowski got a fifth, it looked good for Celtic. Then, in the dying moments, Skepovic scoring to make it 5-4, 6-6 on aggregate. Celtic out, the Yugoslavs through on away goals. Now, afterwards, Billy McNeil said, "We climbed a mountain 3 times and proceeded to throw ourselves off it. I couldn't have got an ounce more of effort from my players, but we must criticise ourselves for having lost the goals." Eamon, you and I have watched that match, the recorded highlights of that match. What a game. Can you believe Celtic scored 5 and they're out?
I think if Partizan hadn't scored that last gasp goal, it would have went down as one of the classic games at Parkhead of all time. Tragic, really, to lose it so late on.
What about Big Jackie's efforts? You know, an incredible performance from him.
Well, I think they'll have to get the record books out to find a game where a player scored 4 goals and still be on the losing side. I mean, it was incredible.
Do you think Partizan were maybe better than a lot of people gave them credit?
Well, looking at the highlights, they certainly had a lot of players forward, did 4, 5, 6 players up at a time, and give them credit where credit's due. To score 4 goals at Parkhead is a great achievement.
A big setback for Celtic, isn't it?
A vast disappointment for Celtic. I mean, how they'll react to that on Saturday, I don't know. I think they're travelling up to Pittodrie. Aberdeen also played tonight, so that should be an interesting game.
Big setback for Celtic. 5 goals and losing. Incredible. Now, Rangers were in action in Munich tonight in the European Cup. 3-1 down from the first leg, and nobody really expected them to overturn that against mighty Bayern Munich. Now, Eamon, this was a moment from the first half, and we'll see Kogel coming in at the far post, hammering it into the side net there. At that stage, Bayern just held the upper hand. And we're into this. This is again in the first half. Trevor Stevens, great cross, and Mo Johnson just heading over the top. Now, what about this, Eamon? He was clean through, and the young goalkeeper sure here.
That was the best chance. Maurice Johnson, goalkeeper out very quickly to close him down.
And Graham Souness obviously urging them on. I mean, many people thought that the task was beyond them. It certainly looked that way. There's Wolvaart putting in a great effort. Ginsberg, well, it went wide. The same player here, Roland Wolvaart, running down the left, chooses to go in his own. There's Big McInally on his own in space, but that one did not go in. The game goalless. Then in the dying minutes, well, a Kevin Drinkle effort, well over the top, but Rangers go out, courtesy of that first match at Ibrox when they went down 3-1 so disastrously.
Well, to keep talking about mountains, Rangers had a mountain to climb over there, and really it was beyond them. And I think Bayern were just going to settle for a 0-0. They were fine and were going through, just as long as they didn't lose an early goal, which might have given Rangers a little chance. Did
you realistically think, Eamon, that Rangers had the slightest chance tonight?
Not really. I didn't think they would go through. I thought they might have got a result over there. By that I meant 1-0 or a 2-1, but I didn't think they would go through overall.
What about Bayern? Do you think they can go the whole way this season in the European Cup?
Well, why not? They're a very good side. They've been a very good Rangers team. They are a good team, very good team, and there's no reason why they can't go the whole way.
All right, Eamon, let's get to some more action now. With Glentoran. Well, of the 5 Scottish clubs, Dundee United were thought to have the easiest task after their 3-1 victory over the part-timers Glentoran. But with pride at stake, the Belfast men stated that they weren't coming to Tannadice just to defend. Our commentator at the match was Rob McLean.
Dundee United chairman and manager Jim McLean disappointed with the 1-1 draw against Hearts at Tynecastle on Saturday, and he rings the changes. Out goes Paul Hegarty, the veteran defender. And in his place comes John Clark. Mixu Patalainen, after only 1 goal this season, is dropped. And in the number 11 shirt is Alan Preston for his first game of the season. And there is Kevin Gallagher, and much will depend on how he performs for Dundee United tonight, an established Scottish international. Well, injuries play a part in the Glentoran lineup. Ron McCreary, brother of David, who plays his football in Scotland now for Hearts, and Raymond Morrison, both midfielders, both left behind when Glentoran left Belfast, both injured. But in the side, Johnny Jameson, who scored Glentoran's only goal in Belfast. There is 20-year-old Raymond Campbell, who learned his trade at Nottingham Forest alongside Dundee United's Jim McInally, but won't be looking to do him too many favours tonight. And tonight's Tannadice referee, Englishman Neil Midgley. So it's the part-timers, the Irish part-timers Glentoran, who start tonight's first round, second leg UEFA Cup match against Dundee United. And the ball immediately all the way back to one of the heroes for them of the first leg in Belfast, Dean Smith. Immediately the ball pumped down deep into the Dundee United half. The early exchanges, and Glentoran with a chance to break through the middle. And that was George Neal wearing the number 2 shirt for them tonight, but gathered safely by Billy Thompson. Thompson downfield looking for Hines. Hines gets his head to it, flicks it on. Gallagher keeps it up and knocks it off to Dave Bowman. Back to Cleland. He pumps that ball forward. Hines again, jumping with Terry Moore. Hines wins, and good control from the big man. He's got Bowman outside him. Here comes the right foot cross. 3 Glentoran defenders go for it. It comes, though, out to Freddie van der Hoorn. A great shot from him, and a great save from Dean Smith, the Glentoran goalkeeper. The ball broke to Maurice Malpass. It was the right foot shot. It was heading inside the right-hand post of Dean Smith, but passed. Smith clears downfield. Up goes Jameson. Knocks the ball sideways, looking for Campbell, wearing number 4, but playing left midfield, his customary position. John Clark to McInally in the centre circle, and he gets that one away to Alex Cleland. Cleland, not many options forward, so he has to play the ball square. David Neary and John Clark exchanging passes. Now here's Neary, a chance to shift it forward. Jim McInally, that's a good turn, gets him away from Kasky and finds Kevin Gallagher on the right. Gallagher teasing the Glentoran defence, looking to get to that byline. There he gets, chips it back. A chance at the near post for David Neary, and that's just past. Well, it's not often you see David Neary in that sort of position, and his shot was only just wide. Referee saw an infringement, and that's a free kick to United. The powerful right foot of John Clark will take it. Clark drives it forward, looking for Peter Hines. Hines against Moore. Moore wins it. The ball up in the air, and Totten completes that Glentoran clearance. Only as far as Jim McInally. McInally did well there, but again, Kasky bringing him down after the United number 10 had gone clear. Free kick United. Taken quickly. Alan Preston and Malpass on the left. Here's Maurice Malpass. Back to Preston. Preston against Neal. Preston looking for that byline. Whips in the left foot cross. A header from Hines and just over. Well, Dean Smith wouldn't have done much about that one if it was on target. Here was the play on the left from Preston, looking for that byline. He got there. The left foot cross was always going to be dangerous. Peter Hines' header, and it may have taken a touch off Terry Moore's ball. And a chance for a counter-attack now for Glentoran. David Neary cuts it out. Alex Cleland and David Bowman. Down the line, nobody there. Conor McCaffrey has time to clear it, and he does, but not a good one. And now Dave Bowman, a chance to break into the box. Here's Peter Hines, tries to turn on it, holds the ball up successfully. And here's Kevin Gallagher on the right. The right foot cross. In it goes. A chance for United. And there's the goal. And it's John Clark who's got it. Lurking at the far post. 25 minutes gone. And the home team are ahead. Now 4-1 on aggregate. It was Jim McInally with that cross. It It beat most of the jumpers. It didn't beat John Clark, and his downward header went in. McCartney on the left. He's got Jameson in the middle, holds the ball up, and Raymond Campbell outside him. What can Campbell do? Keeps the ball in, that's the first job. Dave Bowman in front of him. Raymond Campbell looking for the byline, crosses it in. Cleland is there first. McCartney chases. Good tackle by the big number 9. Into the box, Jameson goes down. And there's a blistering shot, but well wide. And Glentoran certainly looking a bit brighter. Well, the shot eventually from John Devine there, after some useful Glentoran pressure, but as you see, well wide. Thompson's clearance. Up goes Kasky, who looks to have recovered from that knock now. And Van der Hoorn on the loose ball finds Peter Hines, and he lays it off to Dave Bowman. Bowman turning infield, has Van der Hoorn behind him, and has Alex Cleland outside him. Here goes Cleland, the right foot cross, looking for the head. Jim McInally can't quite get there. Billy Kasky did, and that was important for the part-timers. Well, as the first half dies away, the Cleland cross, the McInally attempt, but the successful header for Billy Kasky. Glad that didn't go under the bar. Here's Van der Hoorn now, looking for a chance to shoot. He does so, fires that one in. Smith gets it, comes off his chest, and Kevin Gallagher might have expected to have done better with the rebound. Well, the Dutchman can certainly hit them. He did again there. Dean Smith didn't know much about that when it cannoned off his chest, and Kevin Gallagher claiming that Neil got the touch. McCaffrey to Bowers. And Raymond Campbell again, a man who's been attracting interest on this side of the Irish Sea. Campbell looking to get to that byline. In comes the left foot cross. Jim McInally making a hash of trying to clear it. The ball breaks to Totten, a deflection. Oh, and it's off the upright. And just about half-time, and Glentoran almost level. Well, here's the angle that tells all after that incident. The ball breaking on the edge of the box to Billy Totten. His right foot shot took a deflection, and there you are. It was a save and a great one from Billy Thompson. Bowman has Gallagher outside him, chips it in though to Peter Hines. A good knock on from him, but nobody in behind him. George Neal turns the ball back, doesn't find the goalkeeper, and that's out for a corner kick. A lapse in concentration from the fullback. The corner kick on the right. Alan Preston curls it in, left-footed, away from Bowers. Totten tries to complete the clearance, but Dave Bowman gets there, eventually hacked away downfield. And at the final action of the first half, the referee Neil Midgley's whistle goes for half-time. Well, young Alan Preston, outstanding for United in the first half, but the only goal scored by John Clark, it was a Jim McInally cross. Clark got in on the end of it, and his downward header gave Smith no chance. A brave first half performance from the part-timers, but at half-time, it's Dundee United 1, Glentoran 0. Back to the second half of this UEFA Cup tie at Tannadice. Dundee United 1-0 up, 4-1 up on aggregate, and maybe only the luck of the Irish will save Glentoran now. David Neary and John Clark exchanging passes at the back. Clark, the scorer of the only goal so far, and it's he who picks out Kevin Gallagher on the right. Great skills from the United winger. Free kick, United. Peter Hines leaves it to David Bowman. Van der Hoorn with the free kick. Not picking out Maurice Malpass on the left too cleverly. That flies over his head, and a throw in to Glentoran. Glentoran again trying to apply some pressure. Johnny Jameson misses the jump, and the ball aimlessly through to Billy Thompson. It's a long clearance from Thompson. Peter Hines at the second attempt manages to pull that ball down with his right foot. A shooting chance for Van der Hoorn. His right foot, it's fly. Dean Smith, a chance for United, and it's Gallagher on the rebound, and Dundee United are 2 ahead. Van der Hoorn with the shot, Gallagher with the score on the rebound. Well, less than 3 minutes of the second half gone. Van der Hoorn shot, Smith couldn't hold it. Gallagher couldn't quite get that ball under control. Eventually he did, fired it home. Here's Cleland for United. Finds Gallagher. Promising attacking play from United, ends with the tackle from McCaffrey. Cleland quick to collect and quick with the throw. Hines can't control it. Now here's Van der Hoorn. And Alex Cleland, a chance to cross. The right foot, the header from Hines! It's off the post! Tremendous save by Smith. Here's Van der Hoorn again, the danger not over for the Irish. Jim McInally and Malpass linking on the left. Well, Glentoran had Dean Smith to thank in the first leg for some fine saves, and he's been doing it again tonight. That one from Peter Hines, which he touched onto the post. Terry Moore downfield looking for the head of McCartney. A challenge from Cleland and a free kick to Glentoran. Campbell takes the free kick quickly. Finds Johnny Jameson on the left. Cuts back inside, struggling to keep his feet. And it's getting pretty scrappy now. Well, that was a shooting chance for John Devine, which he didn't make much of. The ball still in Glentoran possession. Chipped in by George Neal. Up goes Thompson with the touch and over the top. Well, that may not have been intended, but it was certainly dangerous. It was rolled back to Neal. It was a high, curling and hanging cross. No Glentoran head underneath it, but Billy Thompson forced to touch it over. David Neary, such composure on the ball, the United defender, comes away with it and sets up an attack, all in the same move. Here's Neary again, and here's Alan Preston. United breaking downfield, three in the middle. Preston racing towards that byline, the left foot cross, up goes Gallagher's head, and it's off the top of the crossbar. Dean Smith beaten, and that was a lovely move by United. There was Preston's cross, curled away from Smith. He'd no chance of getting to the cross, and the header came off the top of the bar. Oh, that's a bad ball by McInally, and it's intercepted by Johnny Jameson. But eventually the move petering out, charged down by McInally. And in fact, the referee says that across the line, it's a throw-in. Now here come Glentoran into the danger area. Johnny Jameson finding a way past Clark. He touches it in, and McCartney's shot off target. That was a great chance for Glentoran to pull one back. Well, that was a slip. John Clark letting Jameson past him there. He cut the ball back cleverly and quickly. McCartney's shot just wide. Cleland downfield to Peter Hines. That's a terrific turn. Takes him past McCaffrey. And another terrific bit of pace and skill from the Dundee United number 9, but brought down fairly unceremoniously by Terry Moore. Well, some exciting play on the right from Peter Hines, the West Indian-born striker, pushing the ball past Moore, and there was the tackle. A substitution for United. Off comes Hines, and on comes Irishman Michael O'Neill. The Krivokapic free kick, looking for Clark's head, gets it down, and an early chance for O'Neill. There was the free kick. Again, the aerial menace of John Clark. This time, though, Michael O'Neill, with his first touch of the ball, couldn't quite get it on target. McCaffrey gaining some respite for Glentoran, but most of their promising moves have broken down at the final hurdle. As we go into injury time, Michael O'Neill, the Irishman, on the ball. He'll know a lot of faces around about him in the opposition. He on the left with the right foot into Clark. John Clark chips it forward. Here's Michael O'Neill. Can he put it away? The shot! And it's over. Kevin Gallagher screaming at him in the middle, saying that should have been mine. O'Neill smiles, but he really might well have cut that one back to Kevin Gallagher, as it was a couple of feet off target. The kick out from Smith, and the final whistle goes. Referee Neil Midgley has blown that final whistle, and in this UEFA Cup tie, Dundee United have won very comfortably indeed. Their first goal midway through the first half. Jim McAnally's cross, the diving header from John Clark beyond Smith. Early in the second half it was 2, and Kevin Gallagher, sharp as attack as ever, in on the rebound. That was the second. 5-1 on aggregate. United through very comfortably indeed. What a brave performance from the part-timers of Glentoran. Jim McLean, a 2-0 victory on the night, 5-1 overall. Are you happy?
Yes, obviously there was a lot of good things tonight. I felt the possession and the width, in particular the crosses tonight. We had some excellent crosses, and it was a difficult game for the players, and I hope with the same difficulty in the next round as well. And that the first leg made it that the players subconsciously, especially after getting the second goal so early in the second half, they definitely were saving us a wee bit for Saturday. But there was a lot of pleasing aspects as far as I'm concerned. I thought Alan Preston in particular did the job that we were looking for.
We've seen him before, but again tonight, lots of good crosses and good shots too.
Yes, he's the same as quite a few players that we have here at Tannadice at the moment. Billy McKinlay, Alan Preston, Paddy Conley. They've all got exceptional ability, but they lack that wee bit needle and the wee bit of determination that is far too prevalent in the Premier League. So they're taking a wee bit longer to get through to playing as many games as I would hope. But I wish it was about ability, and if the games in the Premier League were about ability, then these young kids would definitely be in more games than they are.
You've chopped and changed a fair bit so far this season. Are you happier now with the way the team's shaping?
I'm never ever happy, but at the moment we definitely are getting closer to a settled team. We left out Mixu Patalainen tonight, who really has not played well this season at all, but he's usually got a good attitude, and I always think that he can play so through it, but he definitely is better with a few games in the reserve, and hopefully he'll come back. But the problem that we've found all season is trying to play 3 strikers without an out-and-out winger, and to be completely honest, people think that you're attacking with Alan Preston in tonight, and in my opinion we're more defensive, because we honestly played Alan Preston very wide and deep, and it was more a 4-4-2, but we've struggled with a 4-3-3 this season with the 3 front players of Hines, Gallagher and Patalainen, but hopefully we can build on tonight's performance, but we're still a long way to go to the standard that I'm looking for.
Safely through and looking forward to Friday's second round draw.
Yes, it's very nice to be through, and I hope that there are a few other Scottish clubs through tonight too.
Jim said it, didn't he? I mean, he's never ever happy. So what did you think about your old side's performance tonight?
Well, they really killed the tie in the first leg, 3-1, and it gave the manager, Jim McLean, a chance to try 1 or 2 different formations. Alan Preston came in, and John Clark came in at centre half. It rested a couple of players. Tried 1 or 2 options, and he won 2-0, so no complaints, but not quite as happy, I suppose.
Hines again seems to thrill the Tannadice crowd. That they've taken to him, haven't they?
Yes, been very impressed with the guy, Hines. He's very quick. You're never quite sure what he's going to do with the ball, and he took a bad knock there, so he might be doubtful for Saturday.
Okay, as you say, Jim brought in John Clark tonight, Eamon, and he got the first goal. Good header, wasn't it? Because he headed it down. I think he did that deliberately. He came in at some pace to get it.
Yeah, it goes out wide to Jimmy McAnally, who plays in a good cross. And there John Clark stealing at the back post.
Good man to have in the sidelines to bring in, isn't he?
Very powerful figure.
Yeah. Sure. The second goal, typical from Kevin Gallagher. He's always there or thereabouts. He's looking to score at any opportunity, isn't he, Eamon?
Well, it's a good striker's goal. Freddie van der Hoorn has a very good strike on the target. The goalkeeper should have done better. And Gallagher picks up, sticks it in the net.
And that really killed him off. Gutsy performance from Glentoran, wasn't it?
Well, they obviously didn't want to be embarrassed. They were, as you said, they were fighting for their pride, and reasonable performance from them. A couple of good chances, 2-0, not too bad.
Yes, here's one of the chances, Eamon. I mean, this was in the first half, and the fella came close here, the lad Billy Totten.
Yeah, it's actually a great save from Billy Thompson. He actually flicked it onto the post, and it was going to deflect past him into the net.
Quite a support they brought over tonight
Yeah,
too,
very
wasn't
good
it?
support, yeah, behind the goals.
How far do you think United can go this time around in Europe, Eamon?
It's difficult to tell. I know that the Jim McLean is very, very good tactically in Europe. I think they're probably going through a bit of a transitional period in the team. They've been written off before in Europe, and I wouldn't like to say that they're not going to go very far.
And you know that, of course, to your cost. So, with United, will Jim be looking for a big name club on Friday in that draw, or will he hope to get so-so opposition and get through to the next round?
Definitely so-so opposition to get through to the next round. I think that's what you want. You want to progress as far as you can and leave the big clubs till last.
I mean, United are beyond just wanting the big guns, aren't they, to bring the big guns to Tannadice. They're looking to get to the latter stages of the competition.
Yes, I mean, you want the weakest opposition you can away from home first. That's a perfect draw.
OK, Eamon, we'll watch with interest what United get up to. Well, one group of players who could sit back tonight and relax were the Hibernian...